I recently did a really valuable presentation at my law school at Southwestern Law School in Los Angeles in front of an audience. It's really one of my highest valued presentations about what are the top 3 things you can do at every stage of you growing your law firm. Every law firm goes through 3 different stages, but what is exactly the one thing you can do to be able to get to the next stage? Super valuable, so then make sure to watch it. And also I'll provide the notes, the link for you to follow along and fill out. Super valuable, so make sure to watch the whole thing and get a lot of value from it. Enjoy. What I'm about to share with you took me 8 years. I became a lawyer 8 years ago, graduated from Southwestern in 13, and luckily I got a lot of experience really quickly, and I'll be consolidating a lot of information in the next 30 minutes. You guys, everybody has worksheets? Everyone's good with that? Great, and there's fillable spots, so feel free to take notes. All right, so today's topic is 3 secrets to growing a successful law firm. Again, I'm consolidating a lot of information to give you like straight to the point of what is the number 1 thing in every stage of your law firm that's gonna make you successful and be able to grow in a way that is gonna be virtual, automated, and scalable. I'll explain exactly what those things are. So today I'll be sharing with you how I've been able to grow 7 of my own law firms. They're all active right now. And how I've been able to turn 3 of them into 7 figures, multiple 7 figures from scratch in less than 5 years. And most importantly, this is all relevant for you, how also you can apply the same exact concepts and turn them into, again, an automated, virtual, and scalable law firm. First of all, what is virtual and why would you even want to create a virtual law firm? Well, first of all, be able to escape the 9-to-5 grind, okay? There's nothing wrong with working 9 to 5. However, over time, you'll see that there's a lot of benefits to being flexible, to be able to work at any time, be able to work smarter, be able to work less, basically having control and complete freedom to be able to work on your own time, which allows you to free up more time so you can focus on what matters most in life. For other people in your life, you have other important factors, your family, vacation, whatever that is, hobbies, so that you can build a law firm that serves you instead of consumes you. I learned this from experience when I started working with a lot of lawyers, is that we found out, once you get into the nitty-gritty of things, your law firm ends up controlling you. Instead, we want to take control of that so that you can also eliminate overwhelm and not be stressed out. And so that also you can make money. So 7 years ago, I quit my job working in an employment law firm. And I was basically doing pre-lit work, and I wasn't that happy because it was very black and white, at least based on my personality. So I went solo with no team, and I had to figure everything out myself. And I didn't have a mentor, and I didn't have any guidance, and I had no idea how to get clients for my law firm. And my turning point came when I read this amazing book called Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek. Has anybody read this? Yeah, anybody? Grab it, it's life-changing. It changed my life, but I'm gonna consolidate that for you. First, it exposed me to 3 key principles. The first is the virtual model. Virtual, again, just means you're not tied to any physical location or time, okay? You have control of both location and time. Automated just means that it's able to run on its own, okay? That doesn't mean the entire thing have to run on its own. Usually it could be on a hybrid model, but just imagine the parts of your law firm to be able to do their thing. And the third part is scalable. Scalable means that it's able to grow without you doing more work. And usually scalable, when you do scalable things, it's able to grow exponentially. It literally, on a chart, it's like this, versus linear. It's usually, scalable growth is usually exponentially. And when I read these concepts from this book, I'm like, this sounds amazing. What if I could apply this to my law firm? Because that would be the ultimate thing, to have a virtual law firm that runs on its own, that could also grow without me. Okay, cool. So I started slowly applying this, which again, this took me about 7-8 years to implement. But fast forward to today, been able to again grow 7 of my law firms, 3 of them to multiple 7 figures, be able to also generate and serve over 19,000 clients in the last 7-8 years. But also be able to collect over 3,000 Google reviews with a very lean, smart, small team. I'm competing with like these big law firms that barely have 1,000, 2,000 Google reviews, but I'm able to collect over 3,000 of them. Also at this point, I generate over 18,000 to 22,000 legal leads a month. Again, the way that I see this, I'm able to serve my clients by being able to find out exactly what problems that they have and be able to serve them. And also I've been able to help other lawyers also apply the same thing. I have over 440 lawyers have joined my program called Virtual Law Firm Mastery. 130 of those people have left me case studies and video testimonials. And the core component is that everything that I share is based on actual things that I'm currently doing and the results that I do for myself. I never share things based on concepts. There's a lot of other people that say, you gotta make videos. I don't say you gotta make videos. I say this is how I make videos and this is how you should too, because this is the practical way for you to be able to get it done. I've also been able to receive this cool award called the Two Comma Club Award, which is basically an online marketing award for basically generating $1 million online for my first law firm. Then I was able to replicate it again for my second law firm. Then I was able to get it for my third one for Legal Funnel that teaches to other lawyers. And most recently, be able to replicate it for the fourth time. And the reason why I share this is not to show off, but to show that it's very repeatable. Anything that I share, anything that I do, it could be learned, applied, and also applied for your own law firm. Again, I've been able to collect all those reviews. And the best part is, if you've been wondering, I've been doing this all in my shorts. This is actually my first time wearing pants in a very long time. But again, that's the benefits of being virtual, being able to work from home. I get control of time and control of freedom. And be able to collect a lot of reviews, testimonials, et cetera, and also get results for my clients. This is what usually our Zoom classes look like. Be able to come, mastermind, collaborate together, share a lot of valuable information that's not really shared anywhere else, and be able to grow together. And we also get to meet in person. All right, but the reason why I share this with you is that creating a virtual law firm has been able to change my life, and I wanted to change yours too, because I really do think this is the best model of a law firm. And over time, the market will catch on to these things. And right now, the way that I see it, when I started, it was like literally 0% of lawyers understood these things. Then I started seeing like maybe the top 1% of lawyers. Now it feels like it's about 5% of lawyers are kind of understanding and applying these things. And over time, because it's such a better model, it will eventually go towards, again, those concepts of virtual and how can it also be automated and how it can also be scalable. However, when we start a law firm, we expect that things are going to be easy breezy. But anybody that has a law firm knows that's not what it's like. And more of it, it's more like this because it's not as easy as it seems. And the reason is, it's never been easier to start a law firm because it's so easy. You just be able to create a website, make some posts, write some blog articles. However, it's also never been harder to grow one. How do I know this? Because I deal with lawyers. I know what it's like to be able to grow this out. However, I'm here to share with you that every law firm goes through 3 stages. Okay? Every law firm goes through 3 stages. And let's go through these. The first one is stage 1, is you're in the acquire stage. Acquire stage means you're looking for clients. You just need business. I need people to serve. I know how to do this estate planning, but I'm just not getting enough clients. So I need more clients. That's usually, if you're within the $25,000 a month or less range, that's usually in that stage that you're in. The second stage is you're getting clients, but I'm sure you guys can relate to my law firm owners. I'm overwhelmed and doing everything myself. My law firm owners, who feels that way? Anybody? Yeah? So you might be in that stage. You're usually in the automate stage. Usually your revenue range is between 25 to 100K. Or you could be on the third stage, which is scale. That means your things are moving, but you need a system to expand. Okay? Now the question for you is, which stage are you at? So if you're a law firm owner, go ahead and think about that. Which stage am I currently at right now? We're going to tackle each of these, and I'll give you what is going to be the biggest thing that's going to move the needle the most for you. So go ahead and take a moment right now, write that down, think about that. Which stage am I at? Do I need more clients? Or do I feel overwhelmed because I have so much going on? Or do I feel like I need systems? That's what I need. All right, well, let's cut to the chase. I'm going to tell you that the fastest way to go from stage 1 all the way to stage 3 is by implementing the automated virtual law firm. But how do we get there? And before how do we get there, let's just talk about the difference between the traditional versus law firm versus the virtual. Traditional law firm is you're dependent on lawyer referrals. That means you don't have your own sources of clients, and you're just depending on other lawyers or sources they don't really control to bring you clients. You're also typically in the office for long hours. You're dealing with nonstop calls. Calls are coming directly to you, either from your prospects or your clients. Also, you're wasting a lot of time with a lot of unqualified prospects. Hey, tell me about your case. Tell me blah, blah, blah. Okay? Also, you could also be spending too much time with the wrong clients. Not every client is a good client for you. Or you also maybe dealing with, you make a lot of money, but also your expenses are too high. You have a lot of in-house employees and you're kind of churning, and you think you're making money, but when you actually look at the net, you're not making much. Or you feel like you're depending on marketing companies, and it just happens all the time, like where people block themselves into these contracts or these kind of into these contracts that really kind of become dependent. However, the virtual law firm means again, you work on your own hours from anywhere in the world, where calls are forwarded to your virtual staff, so you don't have to handle those calls yourself. There's forms that are actually qualifying your prospects for you, so you don't have to go through those qualification process. You're making one video that allows you to explain how you help people. Instead of, you don't need to explain what you do over and over and how you help people. What if you make that extraordinary, amazing one video that you can use for the next 3 years, and every single person who's looking to hire you, they have to go watch this one video. And that video will answer all their questions for you and explains exactly how you can help them and tell them exactly what they should do next. Also, you'll be able to use these virtual assistants, we'll be talking about that, they can automate your tasks for you, and so that you can focus on doing the things that move the needle the most. And usually for that is like building out the systems, focus on serving more clients. And the other thing is this virtual law firm model, it's a misconception. It's like, hey, Sam, maybe this works for transactional kind of services, but I'm here to tell you that this works for every type of law, okay? All these concepts could be applied to any type of law you could possibly imagine. And the reality is that virtual is the new law firm reality, okay? This is it. This is, I kind of had to, before the COVID, these concepts they weren't possible, but now we can see that it is actually the new reality. So let's start off with the acquire stage. The acquire stage, the problem is, again, client acquisition. And that is the feeling, is that you feel like you're doing a little bit of a lot of things. And I find a lot of lawyers who are struggling with generating clients, they hear, I need to do Instagram, so do a little bit of Instagram. They hear they need to have a good website, so they start tweaking their website. They, whatever it is, they're just doing a little bit of a lot of things. Or you also could be at a stage where you're just not getting enough leads. You're a good somebody who can sign anybody up, but you're just not getting enough of those calls. Or if you do get those calls, you just have trouble converting them, okay, turning them into a client, okay? Or also, maybe you just don't have consistency. There are some, I find a lot of lawyers who do well in one particular month, and the next month they're like, I'm not doing well, what do I do? And that's usually the symptoms of being in an acquire stage. And I'm here to give the solution to that. Again, I'm consolidating a lot of that, and the solution leads to secret number 1. The best way to get clients is paid ads. I'm cutting through a lot of noise and cutting through a lot of different solutions to just tell you paid ads. It's the best, and again, most importantly, the most consistent and most predictable way to get clients for law firms. Okay, there's literally hundreds of programs, hundreds of blog articles and things. This summarizes everything that you will read online and get. Okay, so what is paid ads? Paid ads are just the ads that you see on Facebook, Google, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, anywhere else where you spend the most time on your phone, okay? Just analyze your phone to usage. Where do you spend most of your time? It's usually one of those. Facebook ads, 81% of adults in the US still use Facebook, so 4 out of 5 people on Facebook, okay? Google ads, 63% of people who are looking to either buy or hire are doing it on Google, okay? YouTube, there's 2.5 billion, almost a third of the world, are monthly active users on YouTube. They're spending 24 hours a month on YouTube. And there's also TikTok, which is the most downloaded app in the world, and it's also rapidly growing, and your mom will eventually be on it too. Okay, look at these. That's where you're spending most of your time, and that's where most of your potential clients also are. Okay? So what that means is, and for me, 95% of my law firm clients come from paid ads simply because paid ads work, and they consistently and predictably generate clients. So if you're in the client acquisition phase and you're struggling with getting clients, this is it. This is the answer. Paid ads, again, Google ads, YouTube ads, TikTok ads, Facebook ads is going to be the #1 source for you to get clients consistently and predictably. Okay, that's the most important part. Consistently and predictably. There's a lot of different sources that could bring you clients, but if you don't get them consistently and predictably, it will drive you insane. Let's go to stage 2. which is automate. What does automate mean? The problem is you're doing everything yourself. It feels like you're being the CFO, the CMO, the CEO, the COO, and also you have to serve your clients. You have to be the lawyer. That also means you lack the teams to take the tasks off your hands. And the symptoms again, you feel overwhelmed, and you never truly feel like you're ever caught up. The solution, which leads to secret number 2, is the answer is virtual assistants is the best way to automate and reduce your day-to-day workload. This is literally the secret, one of the main secret sauces of how I'm able to do everything. I have virtual assistants who are able to run the day-to-day operations of my law firms in a very predictable, consistent, and confident way that I'm able to get the results that I need for my clients. So how often do we say these things? I have too many things to do, or I can't trust someone else to get this done, or it's just faster for me to just do it myself, or I just can't afford to hire someone, or I've tried delegation, it didn't work before. However, these are all limiting beliefs that we all have, and I know these because I had these exact limiting beliefs, every single one of these. I felt overwhelmed, I can't trust someone, hey, maybe I could, I know how to do it, but it's just faster for me to do it myself, or I just can't afford it. Or I tried before and I got scarred from because it didn't go well. However, virtual assistants is able to solve all these limiting beliefs that we have. The truth is you can buy happiness by delegating tasks that stress you out or you don't like doing yourself to virtual assistants. So again, what are virtual assistants? They're just freelancers that work all around the world for every task you possibly think about. We'll talk about what those tasks are in a second. They usually run the day-to-day operations. And one of the main benefits is that the talent pool of the world is so much bigger than the people that we have around us in this city. And that's the truth. And if you can tap into this bigger talent pool, you're able to get a lot more qualified team members who can run the day-to-day for you. And summary of it is that hiring virtual assistants is simply the highest ROI decision you can make for your law firm. There is no spend you can make for your law firm than hiring virtual assistants. So what kind of tasks can virtual assistants do? Every single one of these that I'm about to share with you, my virtual assistants do these days. And slowly, as I share with our legal fund members, they've been able to also do the same things for their own law firms. One is they could sign up clients for you. Okay? They're able to qualify without giving any legal advice. And if they qualify, they sign them up. They sign them up so that they could talk to the lawyer and deal with the lawyer. Okay? They could do that for you. They could also collect all your documents for you. You don't have to go, chasing your clients. Hey, where's that document? They could also act as client success managers. These are people that are literally in charge of making sure that your clients are happy so that your clients don't come back and email you every couple of weeks, hey, what's going on with my case? They proactively go and update your clients for you. They could also collect outstanding payments, which is a huge problem for most law firms. They're able to create PDFs, prepare forms, handle incoming calls for you, whether you're from your prospects or you're from your clients, follow up on leads, be able to also run payroll for you, post to social media, do research for you, send appreciation gifts for you, act as your personal assistant for you, book your trips for you, send invoices, update your clients, calendar management, and essentially anything tedious or repetitive or anything you possibly ever imagine. And the more that I work with virtual assistants, the more I'm just able to kind of see oh my goodness, they could do so much and they could do way more than what you can imagine. And everything that I share with you is based on me hiring over 257. I have about 90 or so active right now. And the reason why I have so many is because they're so valuable. So I hire, create the roles for them, put them exactly where they belong, create structure for them, make sure that they're being managed, tracked, and let them do their thing. And it's been very fruitful. So make sure you have that down. Again, if you're in that stage, you feel overwhelmed, make sure to get some virtual assistants. The third stage that we're going to be tackling is scale. The problem is you feel like you're constantly putting out fires. That means legal work is piling up, you have lots of moving parts to manage, and you feel like you're consistently putting out fires. The solution, secret number 3, is it takes systems to scale to a 7-figure virtual law firm. System is the answer. But system is pretty obscure. So what does system mean? Practically, it means a standard operating procedure, an SOP. Okay? You may have heard this before, but let's talk about exactly what it is. An SOP is the best way to systematize your law firm. SOP is simply a step-by-step instructions for your team to carry out the day-to-day operations of your law firm. Essentially, it's just an instructional manual for how your law firm should be run for you. A lot of people understand this in theory, and they understand they need to create one, but until you create one, you put it down on paper, and you share it with your team, and you get them to actually follow through, you will not be able to create the systems for your law firm to be able to scale. So this is mandatory. And the whole point of it is so you can transition from a law firm operator, that means somebody who runs it day to day, to somebody who's able to step away from the law firm so you can be able to watch it do its thing. And it's really fun when you step away and you see it's doing its thing. And that's what's happening right now. Imagine I'm here. Imagine 7 different operations there, like literally bringing on clients, qualifying clients for us, signing up clients, serving them, marketing, collecting reviews, and it's all doing its thing. And it's all because of the SOP. And what it does also is makes it very clear for everyone on your team exactly what is expected of them. One of the biggest factors, if not it is actually the biggest factor of job performance is everybody knowing what's expected of them. As soon as somebody doesn't know what's exactly expected of them, their performance goes down. So well, guess what? That solves that problem. What else? It also saves you time by removing yourself from the onboarding and training process. A lot of people kind of shoot themselves in the foot. It's like, I don't have time to go train this next person. And because of that, they never get to hiring. But what if you have this thing that trains for you? Every time you hire, just direct them here, go here, and get trained. And this helps you also save a lot of, helps you get a ton of work off your plate so you focus on the big picture. Because the more you can focus on the big picture, the more you'll be able to scale. So SOP is the best way to systematize your law firm. And SOP simply means freedom. As soon as you create it, you'll be able to step away. And also SOP is also one of the main secret recipes on how I'm able to run 7 different law firm operations at the same time. There's protocols for everything that has to be done for my 7 law firms to the T, so everyone knows exactly what they need to do so the law firm runs like a well-oiled machine. All right, so just to recap, ingrain this in your head. If you ever struggle with getting clients, always remind me like, hey, I remember this lecture presentation where Sam talked about paid ads. Hey, can you make paid ads work for me? Google ads or Facebook ads. That's what it is. That's what it takes to be able to generate, again, consistent and predictable way of getting clients. Or if you feel like you're overworking, you feel overwhelmed, I need to get some virtual assistants. Okay, where can I get some virtual assistants? Let's get some of those. Or if you feel like you're like overburdened, you need to create the systems, it takes a clear SOP to be able to scale to 7-figure virtual law firms. The book that you guys have, I wrote it a couple months ago, and it basically consolidates a lot of automation and a lot of scalable concepts into one book. So I'm giving you guys this book, but please promise to get through this book. And I made it short on purpose so you can get through it. If you can, this weekend will be a perfect time. And let your mind wander because, again, a lot of these concepts, like it's first level, but once you like reread it or kind of understand these things, it kind of opens up your mind. So feel free to grab it. Also, again, I have a program that talks about this. If you're interested, all you have to do is go to Legal Funnel that explains more about it. And that was my presentation. All right, so we'll leave it up to questions. Or also, what I like to do is ask my law firm owners, I'm going to ask you guys, what is the biggest problem you guys are having right now with your law firm? Very specific with your law firm. And this is basically what we do. Instead of a legal funnel is we share implementation program. We explain exactly how to do things. We give you all the templates on those systems. And also once a week, we're able to kind of mastermind together to talk about exactly what's going on. And what I find out over time is that a lot of our problems is very universal. Like we think we're the only ones who's dealing with this particular situation, but we'll see over time that a lot of those problems are all the same. So let me know if you guys have any questions.
I have.
Sure.
Yeah, you said about freelancers from all over the world. So I wanted to know how the tax process is conducted in that case. For example, you are paying them, right, as your employees. How the tax system is conducted in that case?
Good question. So usually your virtual assistants are independent contractors. And usually you hire them through a platform. There's a platform that I use called Upwork, which takes care of all your tax filings for you. Essentially, all you do is just you provide your business entity name and your EIN, and they self-report to the IRS directly. What that does, you don't have to worry about any tax reportings. It's just done for you. Also, your payments to your virtual assistants is done automatically once a week. They clock in every time they start working. Automatically, they get paid for the hours worked, and everything's just like basically just structured and organized in a way that's like takes off all the tedious administrative off your hands.
Good question. What was it, Upwork? You get the echoes in here, so it doesn't travel.
Sure. The platform is called Upwork.
I'm sorry?
Upwork.
Oh, Upwork.
Yeah. UPWORK. That's the platform to be able to find these virtual assistants, but there's a lot more to it about how to find the right ones, who to hire for, how to manage them, how to keep track of their work, and to be able to kind of scale that up. Yeah.
What you say you have 7 law firms. What kind of law is involved in each one of those firms?
Sure. Business law was my first one. Then my second one's tax IDs. Also got into lemon law, employment law, property damage, and workers' comp. But the important part is all these concepts and everything that I shared has been applied to every practice type. We have estate planning lawyers, criminal defense, immigration, everything you could possibly think about. So not only to the popular ones, but also the obscure ones as well. A lot of ones where people are like, well, I want to apply this to this. I'm like, perfect, because it's so defined and so niche that it could work really well. But, yeah.
Is that restricted to licensing, being licensed in the state of California, or do you have affiliates, or how does that work?
Usually, most lawyers are you're serving your state. So most of the time, we have our law firms in the state. But sometimes it could also be federal claims, where you could also have law firms that are across the entire U.S.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
So you have a special app related to your virtual firm, right?
You have a special
App or website for your firm?
Good question. So, so the paid ads that we talked about, that's their source of where you're most likely to get clients. However, there's more to it, obviously. So when you have your source, you also have to use this source to bring them to what's called a funnel, to be able to take these people that have these problems and for you to get them signed up. And it's not as easy as it seems, because no matter how good your offer is and no matter that you can solve their problem, you're not the only one that can solve their problem, or people just either are lazy, they don't have time, they're not implementers. And what that takes is that you need to create the system that takes these people and takes them down and streamlines it. And I'm able to kind of sketch out a quick little funnel for you guys. Funnel is literally, imagine literally a funnel. And you have your people here, prospects, people that have problems. At the end is clients. Sorry if the marker is kind of light. There you go. So you have your clients, you have your prospects here. What has to happen? 3 parts. One is right here. You want to collect, I'm going to literally summarize the whole thing. Collect contact information. Okay? Your first objective, whenever you have people that have problems, you need to get their contact information. Why? Because if you don't, you're essentially going to lose touch. People come, you don't get their information, they're going to bounce, they're going to go somewhere else, go watch a YouTube video and get lost and forget that they even have this problem. So always first objective, get their contact information, their name, email, and phone number. It's a must. How do you get it? One of 2 ways. Either you provide a promise that you're going to solve their problem. Okay, you provide a promise that you're going to solve their problem based on other people that you help be able to help in the past, which means you show, hey, look, all the other people that I've been able to help. Or usually you offer something that they really want, like a guide, like a FAQ, a video, something that says, hey, raise your hand if you have this problem, you might need this thing, because that's going to solve your problems for you. Usually I like this one because I'm able to capture more people I just say, hey, yeah, if you have this problem, look at all these people that I've been able to help in the past. I can help you. So give me your contact information so I could be able to provide you more details. That's number one. Number two is you got the contact information, but what you got to do is nurture, aka build the relationship. Not everybody that needs you is going to hire you. And what it takes is relationship building. That means they gotta, it's called, the best way to explain it is KLT. They gotta know you, they gotta like you, and they gotta trust you, yes. Okay? Know means they gotta know who you are. They gotta see your face, they gotta know that you're real, they gotta know like who that is. Like is essentially your story, that you're real. Again, a lot of that is people-based. You need to kind of step away from your law firm branding and be a person, a real person. People usually connect with people. And again, your story, your personality, humor, realness, whatever you want to call it. And trust is essentially reviews. You got to show all the people that you've been able to help in the past, either through case study videos, screenshots of nice things your clients have said to you, your Google reviews, however way you can show all the people you've been able to do in the past. And you need to touch all these 3 points somehow. How do you do it? Usually one of two ways: a video and emails. That means as soon as you get the confirmation, the very first thing that they do is they get to this page. There's a title here, a video of you, and a button. So imagine they join. Hey, let's talk about maybe somebody looking to get a divorce. Okay, I got the confirmation. They get to this thing. Hey, if you're here, you're probably really stressed out, and I know how you feel. And I could definitely help you because I work with people just like you. I'm able to help them secure these things that you're looking for. And all you have to do is click right here to book a call with me, so I could be able to talk to you, answer your questions, and things like that. Okay? Usually, people will take action and be able to book a call with you. If not, you have emails that are being sent out a day later, 2 days later, 3, 4, 5, a week later, 2 weeks later, and you need to be able to set these up to get them to go watch this video, book a call. Watch this video, book a call. And that is basically this part, video and the emails. And the third part is basically to go book a call. A lot of people kind of like, you have to understand, like, what's the point of marketing? You're just trying to get to talk to the client, to the prospect. So all this stuff, it basically pushes them to go either to book a call or to, give me a call. So all these things, over and over. Give me a call, book a call, but give me a call, book a call. And all these videos and everything pushes them there, okay? Essentially, this is what it takes. You have your paid ads up here. It pushes them to a page to get their content information. Right away, show them a video. Send them emails if they don't take action. And then over time, continue following up with them and getting to push the book a call. And even after they book a call, then there could be, again, more emails and more videos here to get them to turn into clients. And this is something that you build once, that you refine over time, based on your potential clients, understanding exactly what kind of questions that they have. And the more you do that, the more you get closer to be able to build an automated way and scalable way for you to get more and more people to come in to be able to, again, become your clients. And that's what it takes. The most successful online businesses is based on literally what you're seeing on the screen. This is it. This is what it takes.
So it means you need to have a really strong financial basis to start your some business, because the creation of ads, the creation of website, the paid ads, all of these, it requires a lot of financial, right? So how do you, for example, after you finish the school, how you are able to start all of that?
Totally. Good question. Very good question. So as you shared, either you feel like you need money. However, marketing is one of two ways. You either pay with it with money, or you pay with it with what? Time. And that's what I did. My first year or two, I didn't have money. So what I have to do, instead of paying money, I have to go invest my time, which was basically create content, value, videos, blog articles, basically just means being where your potential clients are, and answering the questions and providing as much value. And literally, practically, it's just YouTube videos and blog articles and answering core questions and basically providing value to potential clients. When you're there and you're at all those places, then those people come and enter your funnel that way. Once you get enough clients, you have enough money, then hopefully you'll be able to switch over to do some paid ads.
I have two questions.
Yeah, please.
One is you mentioned a lot of social media. What is your experience with LinkedIn?
Good question. So LinkedIn is good.
I could hear her.
Yeah, sure. So,
His experience with LinkedIn.
sure. So LinkedIn is just one of those sources. The best way, again, very practically speaking, LinkedIn is very good if you're going to be super laser targeted focused based on position titles of specific businesses or type of businesses. So if you know what that is, there's a tool called LinkedIn Sales Navigator. What I would do is go hire an expert on Upwork and say, I want these people. Go get me bookings for these people, which is basically they create messages and they go target it to go basically reach out to those people.
The second question is if you can give more details about your academy.
Sure. So I started the academy almost 3 years ago. And I've always been to teaching because I had a tutoring company in high school and in college. And it was my way to be able to kind of give back. So thankfully, I think all my law firms, generate me clients. I'm happy with that. And so the academy is literally my way of be able to give back. So what I've been able to do is to create 8 modules, which is essentially A to Z about how to generate clients online, how to create the systems, and be able to how to automate it. And no matter what stage you're at. And again, 440 lawyers, being able to apply it across different practice types. And even if you just implement one of the modules, it basically pays for itself, let alone if you further continue it. And the program is basically a whole year, so you have a whole year to be able to apply it. It's a long-term game, and it's not like come in, get the result. No, like we stay with you to make sure that you're able to apply it for yourself. Sure, sure.
So basically, doing the paid ads going to the landing page, and then, but what's your kind of which of the three do you use more? Which paid ad?
Good question. So every practice area usually has different traffic sources that works best. So let's just go through each of those, and I'll give you my top ones right now. And these things change over time, but what it is right now, number one right now is, for me, is Facebook. Number 2 is YouTube. Number 3 is TikTok. And number 4 is Google. Believe it or not, 100% of online businesses, 30% of their money goes to one of these places. Okay? So Facebook, the benefits is you're getting people that are not necessarily are searching for you. Okay? With Google, which is the most common one that most people get their law firm clients from, somebody has that problem or has a question, they go seek you out. The benefit of this is they're not even searching for you. You're able to interrupt them and say, hey, if you have this problem, we can help you. So that gives you like a big market. However, the downside is it's a little bit tougher because it takes a very specific way to be able to interrupt them and be able to do it correctly. So that takes a little bit more expertise, and that's basically one of the value adds that we provide, how to be able to do that correctly. YouTube is essentially it's basically your TV ad. Nobody watches TVs anymore, everybody is watching YouTube. This is untapped right now. Anybody who's running YouTube ads right now is killing it. And that's essentially what it is. Just be able to run targeted TV ads to exactly who you need to show it to. They see it. Usually, again, with all these things, only the typical conversion rate is like 2 to 3% of the people that watch it become your clients. But if you can get that 2 to 3%, you're doing really well. TikTok is growing, and it's not just for people that are younger. Actually, it's for anybody, and it's the same thing as any of these. And Google, again, it's probably the most popular one, but it's also the most saturated, and it's also somewhat limited because you're kind of capped by the amount of people in your state or in your city that are searching for that particular thing, which is fine, which is good, but again, you're limited. But at the very least, the way that I do to think about it is I get everybody to just focus on just one. and I help you figure out which one that makes the most sense, basically based on what's out there, what's working right now for that your practice type, and I get you to get one to work really well. Once one is working, it's profitable, it's trackable, then we're okay, let's go to the number 2.
What's a good conversion for TikTok?
Typical conversion rates, without going to the specifics of different ones, typically it's like 2 to 3%. If you're getting 2 to 3% of your potential people that come to your funnel to actually become clients, you're essentially going to be very successful, which is actually enlightening, which means you don't have to convince everybody to come join. As long as you're building out the best kind of the funnel and you're going to get in 2 or 3%, you'll be golden. Yes?
What are some resources you would recommend for finding virtual assistants?
Usually, I'll just be straight up with you. You have 2 ways. Either Upwork, the best, or there's VA agencies. And they usually want the legal VA agencies. They're literally agencies where you go say, hey, I need 2 intakers. And what they do is usually they also do the training for you. They put them through a protocol where they give them phone services, they show them how to basically take on these calls. What I do is I like to hire directly myself because I'm able to kind of manage them myself. They also get a higher payment directly from me. However, if people don't have time, you don't want to go through the process yourself, then you just be able to say, make an order from a VA agency, basically.
What country are you from? Are you dealing in Philippines?
Yeah, a lot of Philippines, and that is the best country for virtual assistants.
I was going to say I use Legal Smart Solutions.
Legal Soft Solutions?
Soft Legal Solutions, I think it's called. And my VA is in the Philippines.
Yep. I'm actually very closely, have very close relationships with Legal Soft Solutions. It's my mentor's company. Yes?
Could you give us a breakdown of how your revenue gets thrown into ads? Like how much do you pay per month into ads versus virtual assistants versus
Ooh.
other costs?
Nice, good question. Math. I like that question. Okay, and I'm also going to consolidate a lot of information into this. Your entire law firm math just comes down to 2 numbers. Your CPA and your value per client. If you know these 2 numbers, you'll be able to grow your law firm very quickly. CPA is just cost per acquisition. Basically, how much does it cost to be able to get a client? This, if you really, really want to basically start off, it's basically cost divided by number of clients. So for each source, I know exactly how much I'm spending and how many clients it's getting me from that specific course. So this one, I spent $5,000. I got 5 clients. My cost acquisition is 1,000. Okay, good. Second number I need to know is what's my value per that client? Typically, attorney's fees collected on this is about $7,600. Okay. If I came to you and said I'll give you $1,000 every time, if I give you $1,000, if you give me $1,000, I'll give you $7,600 back. How many times would you want this $1,000? As many as possible. So that means, basically, as long as you know these 2, then you want to spend as much as I can. And the way that where I want to be is 300% ROI. That means if I spend $1,000, I usually want to get minimum $3,000 back. If I get that, then I want to spend as much money as I can. So that means, practically again, for each source, I want to make sure that I know my cost per acquisition. Hopefully I know my value. And as long as I'm 300% ROI, I'm going to spend as much as I could. Sure. Jeff? Hi. Any questions? Yeah.
Question for you. So when you're looking at the VA roles, can you walk us through the process you use when you're deciding, okay, I'm going to Upwork this one, or I'm going to use a VA agency, since I know the VA agencies can be significantly more expensive to go through, sometimes a bit more of a hassle. So what's the process you use for making those decisions?
I would make a decision up front whether I'm going to just go take the direct route or the VA agency. I would ideally not mix it in unless you have a really particular reason to. And the reason is you don't want to create too many different sources, too many different things, systems and things. If I can just control this one thing, I have this one way to getting clients, getting virtual assistants, I'll just go hard on that. So ideally, just stick to one source, whatever that is.
Do you find there's some roles that are more conducive to sourcing through a VA agency versus Upwork?
Sometimes it could be tougher to find intakers Intakers are essentially people that are setting up clients for you, which requires a little bit more sales. Those are usually harder positions to find. So for that, I would first try to find them directly myself. If I don't, then yeah, hey, go get me. And then there's also opportunity cost to this. If it takes you longer than a couple of weeks to go do it yourself, then at that point, I'm like, okay, let's just go hire one yourself. Don't. Yes.
How would practicing in two different states complicate things as far as, because say people in California might respond to a certain question that's differently than people in Florida, so how do you manage it?
When it comes to your, could you clarify one more time? Is it from your client side or from your side?
From whenever you're trying to get a prospective client to a client, is it a different strategy, for example, going to Florida or to California, or is it the same?
It's the same thing. Obviously, you just need to make sure that you're compliant in your state. And also, there are some particular states that are very particular. So you just have to make sure that, again, check with the state bar for those particular states. But practically, if those things check out, then you're fine. As long as you're clear on what state that they're from, obviously, and make sure that on your side, you're able to serve them correctly. Something you guys, for my young attorneys, something you guys could look into is the UBE program. It's something very practical that's very valuable. Practically, not a lot of law firm owners know about UBE, but something that I think if you're a young, attorney, look into it and try to get certified in multiple states. There's a lot of value in that, for sure.
Sorry, can you explain what, you say UB?
UBE,
Okay.
Uniform Bar Examination. It basically allows you, from what I understand, I believe there's 47 states that are part of the program. Do you know? No? 47 states are part of the program. That basically, if you pass the bar with a certain score,
It's the apprenticeship.
not the apprenticeship.
No,
No. But that one's also something else too. That's also pretty good. But if you basically get a certain score on this exam, then you'll be able to register in up to 47 states for you to be certified in up to 47 states. So that allows you to essentially either be able to hire UBE lawyer to be able to become multi-state, or yourself become UBE lawyer yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.
They had that 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you use to keep track of your financials?
Which part? This part?
Yeah.
A lot of Google Sheets.
Google Sheets?
Yeah, Google Sheets. Yeah, this gets pretty granular. In order for you to get that number, that's a lot of numbers. So what I do practically is every lead that comes in and every client that comes in, automatically I use a tool called Zapier, which puts into a Google Sheet, which basically says the date, the contact information, and any information that I collected, puts into a Google Sheet. So that way I could look up in this particular month how many leads we got, how many clients we got. And I basically have virtual assistants go pull out that data for me. How many clients did we get? Also, I could analyze what answers they provided us, which is really useful because I could ask qualifying questions based on the answers they gave me. I could use that language back into my funnels and my videos, and I could speak directly to them. So one of the secret sauces that I always try to do every 6 months, ideally. Yeah, a lot of Google Sheets.
Do you grade it yourself? One of your virtual assistants?
Usually, with all these things, you create the structure and the vision first, and then you have them do the day-to-day, or you have them manage it. But yeah, usually, you gotta see the big picture before you get it created yourself. And that's also important to understand these things. These are the big picture kind of things. And then you have your virtual assistants or different vendors and different people to go create these parts. All these things that I share with you doesn't mean you have to create this. You just have to understand it for you to get it built. So being smart about it.
What does CPA stand for? It's not certified public. So what is it?
Cost per acquisition. It means cost that it took you to acquire a client. It's the cost divided by the number of clients that you got.
And then did you say Zapier? I'm not familiar with that.
Don't worry about Zapier at this point. It's very that's probably the most technical thing that we get into. But at the very least, for you to definition of scaling is level 1 is know numbers. As soon as you know numbers, man, it's so easy to scale. Just okay, I want more. Just go get me more. And that's the cool part about it is once you get this funnel working, my job is to just add on as many of these as I can. Okay, bring me people from here, bring me people from here, and then just make sure I track my numbers and so I know my math so I could go do more of it. For one of our law firms, we started 2.5 years ago. First month, 10 clients, and being able to scale that up to 275 clients a month. And again, based on all these concepts, and with 20 intaker virtual assistants, and just knowing our numbers, and just comes down to basically what you guys are seeing is really like the key components of it. All right, what else? What else can I share with you guys? Let's see.
Integrity, when you're dealing with VAs in other countries, making sure that the documents are secure and not shared, and God forbid they go bankrupt, what kind of things do you have in place for that?
Usually your Google Drive has very good ways to be able to share access and also terminate access. So could things happen? Practically, yeah. But does it usually happen? No. As long as, I like to I focus on the things that I can control versus things that I could not control. So I could share with you in the 7 years, across 200 people that I'm able to, run the day-to-day, we haven't had any issues. And again, based on things that I can control, which is basically for me, it just means treat my employees really well, respect them, value their time, and if you do that, things have worked out fine. And also there's protocols, there's password managers, to be able to share passwords. Google Drive has good ways to be able to share access and terminate access. It prevents them to share access with other people. But those are all things that you can control. Could things happen that are outside of your control? Yeah, but nothing has happened so far.
And then what do you set up if you want to meet a client? Let's say you do need to meet clients at some point or take in person. So there's a reason why you would do that. So what have you put in place for that?
Sure. If that's, again, you could take these concepts and you could turn it into a hybrid model. And if need be, then you just set it up that way. Hey, if they answer this particular way or if they ask to want to meet in person, then go ahead. This is my schedule two times a week that I can meet with clients in person as well. Any questions? What else can I give you guys?
Do you have the websites to all your law firms? Because I'd be really interested in going to visit them.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, just have to go to Legal Funnel. They'll go to Legal Funnel and they'll book a call to provide you more details.
Do you provide consulting services?
No, never have ever in my life. And the reason is because the third rule, scalable. It would break my scalable rule for myself. When I learned that concept of scalable, first it was tied to me being scalable. And the way that I think of scalable is it can't be anything one-to-one. Again, it doesn't have to be for everybody, but for me at least, the value that I want to create has to be across groups or on a mass scale. The consulting that I do is done in a group coaching kind of setting.
Do you do some coaching?
I do. That's part of the Legal Funnel program, which is basically the resources, the templates, the implementation. We also have an implementation team that can help you implement things, plus a weekly kind of mastermind kind of aspect of it. Hey, what are you dealing with? Let's tackle those things together.
Are you connected with that group called Mastermind? They do law firm mastermind?
No, but there are some out there. What else can I give you guys? Yeah, for those new lawyers, yeah.
Maybe you went over this already,
Please.
but when you're targeting your ads to potential clients, what happens when you get people who are seeking advice out of state? Do you have various partners from the country, or are you capable of practicing outside of California? How does that work?
Typically, yeah, you could only, you could only serve your things, but you could be smart about it. You could create referral relationships in other states. And the way that I think about it is you don't need to be in all the states. Maybe just go find the top states where you usually get the most potential clients from and build referral relationships with those. And you create a network. I mean, they refer you in your states and they refer you in your states. There's a bunch of those. And that's also one of the other things is when our lawyers join our program, we kind of put that together. Hey, criminal defense lawyers, go hang out here and collaborate together to come with those things. But you typically don't want to turn down clients if you can somehow still serve them either through referrals as well. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Lawyer Nation, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, take a moment right now to subscribe right below and turn on the bell notification to get notified every time I post a video, because right now I'm posting 5 videos a week, providing lots of value to lawyers. So click right here to subscribe, and to watch the next most relevant video, click right here. Go do it. Go watch it.